1. Introduction. My name is Jackie. I am 81 years old. I live by myself. My home is a small apartment. It is often very quiet here. I feel lonely most of the time. This feeling is not new. It has been with me for a long time now. I have a son. His name is Charlie. He lives far away from me. He lives in a different city. Charlie is a busy man. He has his own life. He has his work and his friends. I understand this, but I still miss him very much. I think about him every day. I wish he was closer. My days are mostly the same. I wake up in the morning. I make myself a cup of tea. Then I sit by my window. I watch the people outside. I watch cars go by. I look at the children playing in the park across the street. I see families together. Sometimes I feel a little sad when I see them. I hope for one thing every day. I hope my phone will ring. I hope it will be Charlie calling me. I want to hear his voice. I want to know how he is doing. Sometimes I imagine him calling. I think about what we would talk about. I also hope he will visit me. I dream about him coming to my door. I picture him standing there with a smile. It would be a wonderful surprise. We could have tea together. We could talk for many hours. We could remember old times. Living alone can be hard. There is no one to share my day with. There is no one to tell my thoughts to. I often feel like I am all alone in the world. My apartment feels empty without him. I remember when Charlie was a little boy. He was always full of energy. He made the house full of life. Now it is just me. I try to keep myself busy. I read books. I watch television. I do small things around my apartment, but these things do not fill the emptiness. My heart still feels a little empty. I just want to feel connected to someone. I want to feel loved and remembered. So I continue to wait. I wait for a call. I wait for a visit. Every new day brings a new hope. Maybe today will be the day. Maybe today Charlie will remember me. Maybe today he will find some time for his old mother. That is my biggest wish. It is the hope that keeps me going. I am Jackie, and this is my life, full of waiting and hoping. 2. My lonely days. The days felt very long. Each morning the sun came up, but my home stayed quiet. There were no sounds of life, no happy voices, no small footsteps running through the hall. I would make a simple breakfast, just 1 cup of tea and 1 piece of toast. I ate it slowly, sitting at my kitchen table. The silence was always with me. It felt like a heavy blanket that covered everything. It was a constant, unwelcome companion. I often thought about the past. I remembered when my son, Charlie, was a small boy. He had bright eyes and a big smile that could light up any room. We used to laugh a lot together. He would tell me his little secrets, whispering them into my ear after his bedtime stories. We played simple games in the living room, building tall towers with blocks or pretending to be brave knights. Sometimes we would read books together, his small head resting gently on my shoulder. Those were truly happy times. My home was full of noise and love from morning until night. Every corner held a memory of his laughter, a small drawing, or a forgotten toy. Now the house was empty. The rooms were still. The toys were long gone. The sounds of a child were only in my mind, replaying like an old song. I would walk through the quiet rooms, and it felt cold, even when the sun was warm outside. This feeling of emptiness was hard to carry. It was like a big, hollow space inside me where Charlie used to be. A space where joy and daily conversations once lived. I tried to keep busy to make the hours pass. I would cook small meals, but they were never very exciting. Cooking for just one person felt different, less important somehow. Sometimes I watched television for many hours, but my mind was often somewhere else. It was back in time, with Charlie, or wondering what he was doing now. I wished I had someone to share these simple moments, someone to ask about their day, someone to talk about the weather or a funny story. Even a short chat would make a big difference to my long day. I often went to the nearby park. I liked to sit and watch the children play. Their happy shouts and quick movements reminded me so much of Charlie when he was small. I saw mothers and fathers with their little ones. They held hands and talked, their faces full of smiles. I would sit on a bench by myself, watching them, and a deep sadness would fill me. I wanted to share my thoughts about the birds or the clouds. I wanted to hear another voice, a friendly voice, speaking to me. The days passed slowly, one after another. Each one felt very much like the last. The quiet stayed. The memories stayed. The feeling of being alone grew stronger with every passing hour. I wished for a friend to visit. I wished for a person to share a cup of tea in the afternoon. I wished for someone to break the long, endless silence that filled my home. My heart felt heavy with this wish, day after day. I felt very, very lonely. It was a constant feeling, like a shadow that followed me everywhere, making everything feel a little bit darker. 3. I get sick. One morning I woke up feeling very bad. My head hurt a lot and my body felt heavy and weak. I tried to get out of my bed, but I could not. My legs had no strength. I knew I needed help. I picked up the telephone. My hand shook a little as I called for an ambulance. Soon, I heard a loud siren outside. 2 kind people came into my room. They wore uniforms. They spoke gently and helped me. They moved me onto a special bed with wheels. Then they took me out of my home. The journey in the ambulance was fast. The siren was loud. I felt dizzy and weak as we drove. At the hospital, everything was new and strange. There were many bright lights. I saw many doctors and nurses. They asked me questions. They checked my heart and my breathing. They took my temperature. I felt very tired and confused. It was a very different place from my quiet apartment. A doctor told me I needed to stay in the hospital for some days. They wanted to make sure I was okay. This news made me feel more scared. I was in a strange, big place. I did not know anyone here. My small room was quiet, but it was a lonely quiet. My heart felt heavy. I lay in the hospital bed, looking at the white ceiling. I wished my son, Charlie, was with me. I wanted to hear his familiar voice. I wanted him to hold my hand. I felt very alone in that big hospital. The sickness made my feelings of loneliness much worse. I felt like a small boat on a big, empty ocean. I thought about my son again. Would he know I was here? Would he come to visit me? I felt a deep, sad ache. I had been lonely for a long time. Now, in this hospital bed, the loneliness felt much bigger and colder. I was truly afraid. What if I was always alone? My eyes felt wet. I closed them and hoped for morning, for a happy surprise. The next day was like any other, quiet and long. I woke up slowly. My body still felt a little weak. The hospital room was bright, but it felt cold. I looked at the white walls. I thought about my son, Charlie. Would he ever come to see me? Would he even know I was here in the hospital? I felt a little sad again. Suddenly, the door to my room opened slowly. I looked up quickly. My heart stopped for a moment. I could not believe my eyes. It was Charlie. He stood there, tall and strong. He looked a little tired, but his face held a kind smile. He walked closer to my bed. My eyes filled with tears very fast. I had waited for this moment for many, many days, for many years. He came to my side. He looked at me with soft eyes. "Mom, I am so sorry," he said in a quiet voice. His words were like music to my ears. I reached out my hand. He took it gently. His hand was warm and strong. I could not speak many words. Only tears came from my eyes. They were tears of pure happiness. I pulled him close to me. I hugged him tightly. I felt his warmth around me. It was a feeling I had missed for a very long time. His arms around me felt like home. All the loneliness I had felt before, all the sadness, started to disappear. This was a happy surprise, truly. He sat on the chair next to my bed. He held my hand tightly. We did not talk much at first. We just looked at each other. His presence filled the quiet room. It filled my empty heart. I felt a peace I had not felt in a long, long time. This was what I needed. This was what I wanted more than anything. I closed my eyes for a moment, still holding his hand. When I opened them again, he was still there. It was not a dream. He was real. He was with me. My son was here. I felt a big wave of happiness wash over me. It was a strong, warm feeling. My heart felt full, completely full, for the first time in many years. I knew then that I was not alone anymore. He cared for me, even from far away. His visit changed everything. The fear and sadness from yesterday were gone. Now, There was only joy in my heart. 5. Our time together. Charlie came to see me every single day. This was a wonderful surprise. Each morning, I woke up feeling hopeful. I knew he would walk through the door soon. He always brought something nice. Sometimes it was a small bunch of colorful flowers. Other times, he brought a little book or a sweet treat. These gifts were not just things. They showed me that he thought about me. They made me feel special and remembered. We spent many hours together in my hospital room. We talked about many things. Charlie told me about his job. He spoke about the people he worked with. He also shared stories about his friends from the city. I learned about his life. It was good to hear about his day-to-day activities. I had missed knowing these simple details for a very long time. It felt like we were catching up. Then it was my turn to speak. I told him stories from when I was young. I talked about my parents and my old home. I remembered funny moments from my school days. I spoke about the time before he was born. He listened carefully to everything I said. He asked me questions, and I liked that very much. It felt good to share my memories with him. It felt like he truly cared. We laughed a lot during those visits. We remembered funny things we had done together when he was a little boy. Sometimes we also felt sad. We talked about things that made us miss other people. We even cried a little together. It was good to share both happy and sad feelings. This made our bond stronger. We truly felt connected again. With Charlie there, the hospital room changed. Before, it felt cold and empty. Now, it felt warm and full of life. His presence filled the space with comfort. I did not feel scared or alone anymore. I felt safe and happy. I felt like myself again, like the old Jackie. It was a wonderful feeling to have my son by my side. Every day, I looked forward to his visit. The long hours of loneliness were gone. We drank tea and talked for a long time. We talked about serious things and simple things. Our time together was very special. I felt truly loved. It was like a dream after so many years of quiet days. These visits were the best medicine for my heart and my soul. I knew I was not alone anymore. 6. We talk and share. One evening, Charlie and I were sitting in my hospital room. The light from the window was soft. We had talked about many things during his visits. We shared old memories and laughed. But this evening felt different. Charlie looked a little quiet. He was looking at his hands. Then he started to speak slowly. He told me he felt very sad. He said he missed me every day. He thought about me often. But his work was very busy. He lived in another city. He had many tasks to do there. It was hard for him to come and visit. He told me he felt guilty. He felt bad that I was alone for such a long time. He wished he could have been with me more. I listened to his words. My heart felt a mix of feelings, a small sadness, but also a lot of understanding. I reached out and took his hand. It was warm. "Charlie," I said softly, "it is okay. I understand. I know you work very hard. I know you have a busy life." I looked into his eyes. "I am proud of you, my son. Your work is important. I always want you to be happy." I told him that I was just so happy he was here now. His visits made me feel much better. They brought so much joy to my days in the hospital. His presence made the room feel warm and full of light. It was the best gift he could give me. We sat there, holding hands for a moment. Then we started to talk about the future. We both agreed that we wanted to spend more time together. Charlie promised he would try his best to visit me more often. He said he would make time. I told him that I would love that very much. Just knowing he would come made me feel happy. This talk was very important for us. It helped us share our true feelings. It helped us understand each other better. After we spoke, the air in the room felt lighter. We both smiled. It was good to get everything out in the open. My worries about him feeling bad went away. His worries about me feeling lonely went away too. Our bond felt stronger after that evening. It was not just about talking, it was about truly listening to each other. We shared our hearts. It was a special moment. It made our love grow even more. I looked at Charlie, and he looked at me. There was a deep, warm feeling between us, a feeling of family, a feeling of love that was clear and strong. We both knew things would be different now. Things would be better. This conversation gave me a new kind of peace, a peace I had not felt for a very long time. I looked forward to our future together. 7, leaving the hospital. After 1 week, the doctors said I could go home. This news brought many feelings. I was happy to leave the hospital, tired of the white walls and machine sounds. I wanted my own bed, but a small fear stayed in my heart. My home had been very quiet. I was afraid of that quiet, afraid of being alone again. Charlie was next to my bed when the doctors spoke. He smiled. "Wonderful news, Mom," he said. He squeezed my hand gently. His touch made me warm. He looked at me with kind eyes. He told me again he would visit every weekend. This promise was very important. It made the fear smaller and me feel strong. Charlie helped me right away. He carefully put my few things into a bag. He went to the nurse's station, thanked them, and made sure I had my papers. He was organized. It was good to see him taking care of everything. I did not have to worry. Soon, it was time to leave. Charlie helped me stand from the bed. He held my arm. We walked out of the room together. The hospital hallway felt different, not scary. It was just a place I was leaving. Other people walked past us. I did not feel alone. I had Charlie with me. We went down in the elevator. When the doors opened, we stepped outside. The cool, fresh air felt good after being inside. Charlie had his car ready. He opened the passenger door for me. I sat down carefully. He put my small bag in the back. Before he started the engine, he turned to me. He gave me a loving smile. "I will see you on Saturday, Mom," he said. His words were clear and strong, a true promise. I knew he would come. I smiled back. A warm feeling spread through my chest. I felt safe. I felt truly loved. The thought of my quiet home did not scare me anymore. I knew I was not alone. Charlie would be there for me. This feeling was a wonderful gift, filling my heart with peace and hope. 8, a new start. Jackie walked into her apartment. The air felt different. Her home was the same, but now it felt warm. Charlie was with her. He put her bag down. She looked around the familiar rooms. She remembered the long, lonely days. Now those days felt far away. "Would you like some tea, Charlie?" she asked. Her voice was light. "Yes, Mom, that sounds good," he replied. He smiled at her. Jackie went to the kitchen. She took out 2 cups. She filled the kettle with water. The sound of boiling water soon filled the room. It was a comforting sound. She poured the hot water over the tea bags. She added a little milk to both cups. She carried the tray to the living room. Charlie was on the old sofa. He made space for her. She sat down, feeling the warm teacup. They drank in silence for a moment. It was a comfortable silence, not like the old, empty silence. This silence was now full of love. "So, about our visits," Charlie began. "I will come every weekend like I promised, and I will call you every evening." Jackie's heart felt light. "That sounds wonderful, dear," she said. "We can have tea. We can talk. Maybe we can cook together." Charlie nodded. "Yes, Mom, and maybe we can go for a walk in the park sometimes when the weather is nice." "Oh, that would be lovely," Jackie said. She had not been to the park with anyone for a long time. She looked at Charlie. His face was kind. His eyes were warm. She thought about her life before. She felt so lonely. She wanted Charlie to visit, to call. Now he was here. He was making plans. A new feeling grew inside her. It was peace. It was a quiet happiness. She understood something important. Love did not need big parties or loud words. Love was in the small things. It was in Charlie sitting by her side. It was in the warm tea. It was in his promise to visit. It was in his kind smile. She was not alone anymore. She had her son. She had his love. Her home felt full. Her heart felt full. The future looked bright. She knew she would never feel that deep loneliness again. She had a new start. A good, warm, and kind new start to her life. She took another sip of her tea. The world felt perfectly right.